Welcome, all my fellow Redskin brethren and sistren. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Lou. Thank you for joining me here on the Redskins Report. Quickly on the R3 Redskins Rapid React. Redskins get it done 27-20 over the Los Angeles Rams. I'm just happy to get on the scoreboard and get one in the left-hand column. It was dicey. We made this a lot harder than it needed to be. One thing has been confirmed. The defense is much better than it was a season ago. We saw shades of that last week, and I'm not saying the Rams are any type of world-beating offense. We're going to find out a lot more about our defense next week on Sunday night versus the Raiders, who put up 40-plus points this week, versus the Jets, who aren't that bad defensively themselves. So we're going to find out a lot about our defense next week. However, it was good to see the defense stack two good, solid performances on top of each other, creating some turnovers in this game, and a big one at the end, turning over Jared Goff and solidifying the victory. The run game probably is the biggest takeaway from this game. The Redskins were outstanding. Now, I don't know if that speaks to the Rams' inability to stop the run or the Redskins' ability to be a lot more effective along the offensive line, at the tight end positions, and more importantly with these backs making proper cuts and getting the job done. Rob Kelley was outstanding before the injury. We're going to talk about injuries here before we get out of here. Our injury situation is dire right now. We've got a lot of guys nursing some injuries, and we've got a big one next Sunday night. So that's something we'll talk about before we get out of here. But the run game was outstanding. Before Rob Kelley left the game in the first half, he already had 78 yards rushing on just 12 carries. He was going to eclipse 100 yards, may have even done it before the first half. Chris Thompson, CT scan with a 61-yard touchdown run, a thing of beauty, nice jump cut. Everybody did their job on that play phenomenally well, and that's what your end result is a big run for a touchdown. And I thought P-Ron did some good things. I thought he missed some things. I thought he was a little impatient at times, but at the end of the day, he didn't put the ball on the carpet. And at the end of the game, he churned out some big-time yards on the ground, and I thought he was outstanding late in the game. So I'm pleased with the run game. That's the best we've seen this run game look in over a year. At no point last year did this run game look like this. Obviously, a lot of people like to point to the Chicago game, to the Green Bay game on Sunday night. There was one big run in that game late to bust it open that gave Rob Kelley that big total. But this was an all-around dominant performance by the ground game of the Redskins. It went to sleep a little bit in the mid-portion of the game, early third into the early stages of the fourth. But like I said, when we needed it late, we were able to run it. When we needed it early to get us started and give Kirk a little bit of confidence. We didn't ask him to throw it as much, and maybe that's what we want to do this year. Bottom line, I still think we're a little off in the passing game. I still think there's some things there that we have to iron out. There's still some trust issues with anybody not named Reed or Crowder. I still think he's comfortable throwing to those two guys on third downs. But down the stretch on that final drive where we were able to get the touchdown, Grant scores the touchdown, and Terrell Pryor was huge on a third and about 6 or 4 that he was able to convert on a catch and run and got us down into the scoring range. So we made some mistakes in this game. I thought we had a chance to really hurt them after we were able to force the turnover. Josh Norman with that peanut punch, and he's perfected it. Forced 2 fumbles in this game. One we recovered, one we did not. But nonetheless, he's outstanding in doing that. We had a chance to bust this game open at 10-0. We have to settle for a field goal. We got to get 7 there. We got to get a touchdown there. And even right before the half, we get that great field position. Redskins defense gets a stop. We get forced to punt. We get great field position, and we go 3 and out. Had a chance to maybe push the lead to 23-10, possibly 27-10 before half. Blew that opportunity. And then right out of the halftime break, probably my most frustrating drive or sequence of events in the entire game, you get Chris Thompson with a huge drop. Come on, CT, bro. That's a touchdown. I literally think that was a touchdown on that second down drop where Kirk hits him. The Ogletree falls down, the linebacker that was supposed to be covering him in man-to-man. Everybody's got their back turned to the play. There's nothing but green grass and opportunity between he and the end zone. I'm telling you, the Red Sea had parted. It was going to be a touchdown. If he catches that in stride, it was a perfect throw. Went right through his hands. We ultimately end up having a punt on that possession. And then, to make matters worse, we punt the football. It's down at the 1. We end up getting a holding penalty on Martrell Spate, which allows them to then get the football, repunt it again, and they get it out at around the 11 or 12-yard line. So that was probably my most frustrating part of the game, because we had a chance to blow the game open at 27-10. This game's done. If we scored there, and even if that game doesn't go for a touchdown, we get points there, I think this is a totally different game. Instead, it changed the whole momentum of the game. There was a possession down there where we were up 7-0, and we had to settle for a field goal because we decided on 2nd and 4 or 2nd and goal from about the 4 or 5. We wanted to throw a fade to Josh Doxson. That's going to get criticized tomorrow. And obviously, we threw another pass into the corner of the end zone that was incomplete, and we had to settle for a field goal. I didn't like that sequence of events here leading to a field goal. Yeah, people are going to probably kill D-Hop for missing the field goal. You know I'm a D-Hop guy. I need him to make that field goal, but it didn't hurt us this game, but it could have come back to haunt us had things went differently. Bottom line is, it was a gritty performance on the road. The ground game was outstanding. The defense got it done. Redskins come away 27-20 winners. There's a lot of things that we got to analyze. There's a ton of injuries. At one point in this game, Josh Norman went down. Zach Brown went down. Morgan Moses went down. Rob Kelly went down. I don't know if I already said Jordan Reed went down. We had a slew of injuries throughout the course of this game. Terrell Pryor left the game briefly. So you're hoping that it's just a number of just bumps and bruises that you incur through the normal course of a game, and these things happen, and these guys are fine. But nonetheless, ton of injuries sustained in this game. Rob Kelly did not come back. Jordan Reed came back on a very limited basis. So I'm a little nervous about that moving forward. We'll see what happens. But all in all, big win. We could not afford to go to 0-2. This was a must-win game, and we found a way to get it done. And that's what the good teams in this league do. They find ways to win. Wasn't pretty, but it was gritty and a W. Still a lot of things to clean up. Some penalties, some drop passes, some inconsistencies with this football team. Kirk wasn't the sharpest. We'll talk about that. We'll analyze his performance. Missed some throws that he should have been able to make in this game. Bottom line is, we get the win, 27-20, go to 1-1 on the season. And I'm sorry for being so late. Had some technical difficulties. Also got caught up in the ass whooping that is Cowboys and Broncos. And so I kind of found myself being lulled to sleep by that game because I was just fascinated at how that game got out of control. And then I realized, hey, I need to jump on and knock this R3 out. So I apologize for that. But in any event, Redskins get it done 27-20. I am a Redskins fan, etched in burgundy and gold. Redskins spirit will never die. Redskins spirit will never fold. Until we meet again, hail to our beloved Watch the Redskins. Glad we have gotten one in the left-hand column. Now, this sets up a huge Sunday night football matchup versus the Oakland Raiders next week. Lot to discuss on Tuesday for the Redskins Report Live. I'll see you then. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of the football tonight. Packers and Falcons should be a great one. We'll break it down here on Sunday Night Football Overtime. Until then, have a good one. Your man Louie T, signing off. Hell of a win, fellas. Hail to the Redskins.